Hello and a very warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, Molise is the youngest region in Italy, formed in 1963. It is bordered by Abruzzo to the north, Puglia to the east, Lazio to the west, and Campania to the south. The whole region only has a population of around 305,000 inhabitants and is the second smallest region in Italy. Molise is actually a mountainous region, but it also has a stretch of coastline on the Adriatic Sea. Now, when it comes to buying real estate abroad, there are very few people who consider buying in this region. However, property prices are very cheap. And today, I want to give you my top 3 places to buy real estate in the region of Molise. Now, coming in at number 3 is the city of Termoli. With a population of 32,000 and on the South Adriatic coast of Italy, Termoli is a nice place to live, in particular because of its lovely beaches. The city has been awarded the Blue Flag several times because of its beaches and the clear sea water. The city has a lovely Mediterranean climate with hot summers, but not excessively hot. And the winters are fairly mild as well. It's surprising that very few foreigners come here on holiday, but it's more popular with southern Italians. The Old Town is also another attractive feature of the city, with a cathedral dating back to the 13th century, and some rebuilt houses painted in lovely pastel colours. Around Termoli there are 4 hill towns which are well worth exploring. Termoli also has a port and is a fishing town as well, and from here there are ferries to Tremiti Islands. Termoli also has its own railway station with connections to the regional capital Campobasso and towns on the Adriatic coast. Now, the nearest international airport is Pescara, which is about 100 kilometers away. Although property prices are not too expensive at an average of 1,700 euros per square meter on average, they're not that cheap either. So if you don't decide to actually buy in Termoli itself, consider a place called Campomarino, which is only about 5 kilometers away. And it's a very nice place where property prices on average are only 1,100 euros per square meter. Now, coming in at number 2 is the city of Isernia. Now, with a population of around 20,000 and located in the middle of a valley, Isernia is very much a city steeped in history. It was already inhabited in the Stone Age. And the great thing about Isernia is that despite having suffered earthquakes and bombing in World War II, Isernia still preserves a large number of historical sites. The historic centre of Isernia is beautiful. It has a majestic cathedral dating back to the 14th century and a famous fountain called Fraterna Fountain built in the 13th century, which is the town's main symbol. There are also some other nice churches here as well. Isernia has a football club which plays in Serie D of Italian football. And Isernia also has its own railway station, and you can be in the regional capital, Campobasso, in about an hour or so. The nearest airport is Capodichino in Naples, which is just over 100 kilometers away. But the best thing about Isernia is that property prices are very cheap. So we are talking here just a bit over 900 euros per square meter on average, and that is really cheap for any Italian place. And there's some lovely places near Isernia as well, including the pretty town of Venafro, well worth a visit. And Venafro is only about 20 to 25 kilometers away from Isernia. But Isernia doesn't make it into the number 1 position. It came close, but it's not number 1. Coming in at number 1 is Campobasso. Now, with a population of around 50,000, Campobasso is the capital and the largest city in the region of Molise. It is really the only major city of the region and actually has its own university. It's a lovely city surrounded by two mountains and is a city renowned for its craftsmanship of blades, for the production of pears and also scamosa cheese. It is yet another Italian city steeped in history. In the medieval part of the city, you have Monforte Castle dating back to the 15th century. And as the city is 700 meters above sea level, you have some great panoramic views from here. But the castle is not the only attraction in the city. You also have a cathedral, several lovely churches, beautifully decorated houses with beautiful gardens, fountains, and a lot of green as well. Transport-wise, the city has a good bus network and also its own railway station near the city centre, which is mainly used for journeys to Termoli, Benevento and Pescara. Now, the nearest airport again is Capodichino in Naples, which is roughly about 85 kilometers away. Now, property prices in Campobasso are very low at just over 1,000 euros per square meter. Now, for a city that has its own university and is the capital of a region in Italy, yes, a capital of a region, I think this is quite cheap and is much cheaper than Termoli in third place, although Termoli is a seaside town and the weather in Campobasso, in all honesty, it can get cold in the winter by southern Italian standards. But I think on price alone and what it offers, I think Campobasso deserves the #1 position. But I would love to know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please comment below. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I shall see you soon on the next video.